Okay, this is a quick look at Camelback Toyota. I'm going to do one page at a time so that you can get an idea of what I'm thinking and what I'm looking at as I do this. To start with, I've got this little thing right here that wants to know my location. The reason they do this is, I don't know, because they can get everything they need from the IP. This right here takes it a step further. So if I'm in the bathroom inside of a McDonald's or a Shoney's or the mall or something, and I click OK, allow, they can actually see I'm in the bathroom. So you should always click block on that, because whatever they need from me, they can get from the IP. If they're not able to do that, then they need to learn how to design and develop websites. In addition to that, there are 3 reasons you do not want to link out to the social media sites. The first reason is it bleeds PageRank. So the PageRank should be used internally on the website to help rank the internal pages. When you've got a big menu like what they've got here, they've got all these different things. The problem with this, there's 2 problems. One, again, you're not able to control where the PageRank is going. It's going to all these different pages. And 2, if you've got a page with not a lot of content on it, then it can cause it to appear as duplicate content, because Google sees the same content throughout the whole website. And if the content in this menu outweighs the content on the page, it's going to look like duplicate content. You're going to get a duplicate content penalty from Google. Right here, I guess you've got 2 things here. At least it's a slider, but it's not like it's sliding different images across here. There should be a better way to do this. If we look up here, there's no way for me to buy parts. Auto parts, right now, with everything that's happening around the world, you've got mass layoffs, you've got interest rates going up, you've got people, you've got the cost of living getting more expensive while the wages are coming down. There's going to be fewer and fewer people able to buy new cars, but there's going to be more and more people trying to maintain and take care of the cars themselves or locally with a local mechanic. So by selling parts, you're able to subsidize the income that you're about to lose from the people who are not going to be able to afford the cars anymore. If you look through here, it gets kind of, there's a lot going on this page. There's a lot going on the website itself. There's a lot of information you're trying to get out. But there has to be a better way to get this information out. And I'm going through these websites now. I'm not sure exactly what the better way is. But one thing I do know, for the SEO to be set up correctly, the Phoenix Toyota should be not just in the header right here, and let's see what they're using right here. Is this WordPress? No, it's not WordPress. They got Bootstrap in here. Bootstrap is for people who don't know how to design. Bootstrap is a made for the masses template where they put every opportunity, everything that you can dream up is built into the template. And the problem with that is it weighs the website down. So now it's going to take longer to load. This website's got so many errors in it that Google can't even, not Google, the W3C validation tool right here, which is used for the browsers, it's used to be ADA compliant. One error prevents your website from being ADA compliant. One error can prevent it from working correctly in a device. One error can prevent it from the search engine from being able to spider it. So one error causes you all kinds of problems. And this website's got so many errors in it that they can't even check to see if the code's valid. So that means that whoever built the website didn't even care to look at their code to see if it was valid. And if we come through here, another problem is these dealerships will put in, see, this had a cookie thing up here, but I already accepted their cookies, so you're not seeing that now. But there's no reason for them to be putting cookies on my computer. I haven't done anything yet. Once I click to the website, okay, if you want to put cookies on the computer, I could, but before you ever load, before we ever get started, you're going to put cookies on the computer. That's kind of crazy. Then right here, we've got this dealer.com is another link that's off topic, that's bleeding page juice off your website onto the dealer.com's website, who did a terrible job. I mean, like I said, if you look at the page, this is Google's tool here. And if a website takes longer than 1 second to fully load, then Google will limit how deep and how often they spider that website. If a website takes longer than 2.5 seconds to fully load, Google will give it a penalty. Right here we've got a penalty. It takes 2.7 seconds. It takes longer than 2.5 seconds for the first content paint. So Google will limit all these pages on this website. They're not going to be in the search engines. The search engine can't even find them all unless you link to them from another source to help Google find them. In addition to that, the 6.6 means that you've got a Google ranking penalty. And Google did a study. The reason they built in the ranking penalty was Google did a study that showed if a website takes 3 seconds to load, it will lose 53% of its traffic. So somebody will land on the website, they'll look around, they may click on a link or two, but then they're going to be like, wow, this thing is really slow, and they're going to leave the website. So, and there's not, they don't even try and sell the parts on there. They don't even talk about selling parts. So we've got those. I mean, it's just bad code. There's a lot going on. We're bleeding link juice. And then we look at this dealer site right here. This is the dealer who built the website. They've got this link. They're very proud of this website. Or they just don't care and they say, hey, it's more important. We built a crappy website, but hey, we still want the link juice from the website. So they bleed this link juice. All these are bleeding link juice as well. It's just a poorly done SEO on the SEO side. Terribly done. And then you've got the dealership website, who's also got a bunch of stuff going on here, but not near as bad. And then we look at his, at least his, we can see that there's all kinds. I mean, we've got, on this thing right here, we've got, 161 errors. One error makes it not ADA compliant. And look, this is WordPress here, WP content, plugins. The problem with WordPress is if you do you've got to update it 3 or 4 times a month because they find exploits in the code 3 or 4 times a month. 2, if you modify anything, every plugin that you put on the website, whoever developed the plugin, and in most cases you don't know who developed the plugin, if they don't update that plugin 2 or 3 times a month, sometimes 4 or 5 times a month, because they're finding exploits in the code. They're finding problems in their code. So if you don't update that plugin, then it's going to cause you to get hacked. So not only do you have to update the plugins that other people have created, you got to make sure that they update theirs. But you've also, if you do any type of customization, 3 or 4 times a month, you got to come in here and rebuild your website and set it up. And sometimes it will require a total rebuild. And that's something else that's a problem with Bootstrap. Bootstrap has different versions. So depending on which version of Bootstrap you're using, the next version of Bootstrap that comes out, you may have to redesign the entire website to make it work with the newest Bootstrap. So and I can't, let's see here, Bootstrap doesn't tell me which version of Bootstrap they've got in here, but and all this stuff here, I mean, that's all the links and everything. These are all going to, this is a Google Tag Manager, pictures from the dealers coming in through here. Every single one of these that's not on the website, like HTTPS pictures, if something goes wrong with this website, it will cause the pictures not to work on the website that you're on now. So all these off-topic links and things are going to hurt or could hurt you. One, it slows the website down because they've got to go get that stuff. There's just look at all this code that's going on in here. We've just got a lot of code going on. Down here in the bottom, we've got all this script, all this Java. We've got some Java in the section there. We've got Java here. There's just so much going on this website that's unnecessary. A lot of this stuff they're probably not even using. This is for Google Ad Service. There should be a way to set this up where you're not having to go to these websites every time. And that's one reason it probably takes so long to load. But the dealer website also takes 4.7 seconds to load. So the dealer website, the best they can do should be their website. When they say, hey, I'm proud of what we've built here, let me show you my website. Theirs is so slow that they should be ashamed of themselves. It should almost be illegal to put it online. 4.7 for the first content pane. Google's going to limit how deep and how often they spider it, and 18.5 seconds to be fully loaded. This thing's got more penalties and errors in it than any website should have. And this is the dealership's website. This is the best they can do. This is their best work here. If you look at this, just to give you an idea, and this is just me trying to figure out how you would go about doing this. To start with, I was thinking, you got to be able to sell the parts. So and this has got to be cleaned up. It's still kind of messed up and everything. But like if you shop the motorcycles, this immediately puts it from the least expensive to the most expensive. That way, whatever you're doing right here, you don't have to worry about the. Most people want to know the cheapest. Most people aren't going to say, "Oh, I want to see the most expensive first and then the cheapest later." So the idea is to set it up so that everything's in front of you. It's easy to see. Most people that come to the website are going to be looking for either the product you're selling, parts for the product, or service for the product. And that's kind of what I tried to do here. Although we could add some more design to it to make it look a little better. It's got 0 errors. There's no errors. It's 100%. It's ADA compliant. If you look right here, it gets 100% on everything but SEO. And the reason it's got the problems on the SEO is because we've got all these footer links that I haven't built the pages for yet. So that's why all that stuff's coming up through there. But it's possible to take a very complicated website like this one and try and tone it down so it gives the customer exactly what they're looking for the second they land on the website. I'm going to go through these other pages one by one, but you can see just from the home page how poorly designed it is, how crazy set up it is, and how these web design companies are willing to do things. Not only do they design a bad website, because a professional will validate the code. This code is not validated, so a professional didn't design it. But and the fact that it loads slow. To give you an idea on this, let's say that you got this web. Let's say you're spending $1,000 a month on advertising, and every time you spend $1,000, you sell one vehicle. So you get $1,000 as one vehicle. So you say, hey, I want to sell more. Let's spend $2,000. Or you could increase the conversions by just 1%. Now you've got Amazon. I think Amazon said for every 0.8 millisecond improvement in load times, they saw a 1% increase in sales. So that means all you got to do is get this thing from 6.6 seconds to 5.8 seconds or 5.9, and you'll see a 1% increase in load times. So now with this website here, if you can get it down to under a second, which when we finish, this one hadn't been set up or optimized yet, but when we finish, the goal is 0.9 milliseconds. And the goal here is at least 0.9 milliseconds. We don't want anything even in the second range. And that is what, once you've figured out how to get it all to load in under a second, once you've figured out the design and the setup and everything else, duplicating that is not a problem. What they've done is they built a crappy website and then they've duplicated it over and over for every dealership they've got. And I'm saying there's a better way to do this, and the benefit is going to help. It's going to benefit the dealership's bottom line. They're going to see on this thing right here, you would see a 6.6 down to a second. You'd see a 200% increase in sales. So if they're spending $1,000 and getting one sale now, they'll spend $1,000 and get 100 sales after you optimized it and set it up correctly. And because the SEO is not done right, if you optimize the SEO correctly, it will rank better because it will load faster. Google will be able to find all the pages, so that's going to make it rank better. And it'll be optimized correctly for the SEO. So all I'm saying is if you build out the first template and you build out the back end and you get everything like it should be, then duplicating it and building something that will blow these dealerships' mind would not be that difficult to do.